Hi, I'm Bill Lampton, President of Championship Communication, and today I'm wondering, do you have the impression that when you're going to get up to speak to an audience, the first thing that you should do to start your speech is to tell a joke? That seems to be a pretty widespread opinion that people have about giving speeches, yet today I'm going to question that. And by the way, you'll get a lot of tips like this from my online coaching program. And if you have not already signed up for my online coaching program, go to my website and you can do that. You'll see a description of it there and a way to sign up. Okay, so what's the problem with beginning a speech by telling a joke? How could that backfire on you? I'll give you 5 ways that it could. Number 1, the first reason I give on not telling a joke to begin a speech is that your joke could offend somebody. Let's think about it for a minute. Don't most jokes have what we call a fall guy, some individual, or even some group that we're making fun of? But Bill, you might say to me, this group that I'm going to be speaking to, it doesn't have anybody in there from the group that I'm going to be making fun of. Well, guess what? Your audience might have a very strong sympathy towards the group that you're jesting about, and so it's too risky. Just don't do it. It's better not to tell the joke for that reason. A second reason not to tell a joke to an audience to begin your speech is that your audience might not like the joke. They might not get it. For example, you could botch the punchline, your timing could be off, or maybe it's too complex for them. And in this case, they're not offended, but they're confused, and therefore you're losing them again. So this brings us to the third point, that really telling jokes might not be your strong suit. It's a strong suit for Letterman and Leno and others, but telling a joke to an audience may not be your strong suit. I'm going to tell you, in my case, for many years, I have told jokes every Sunday afternoon on the golf course to the best friends I've got that I play golf with. I'm relaxed there. They're relaxed. We all know each other very well. We'll accept the fact that somebody is going to be telling some jokes, and we all share them. However, I learned a long time ago that what I can do with my best friends on the golf course, I really cannot do that successfully as a speaker before an audience of people that I don't know. Maybe my timing is off, the facial expressions aren't right, the gestures don't fit. Somehow, I just can't tell a joke before an audience, so I don't do that. Determine whether it's your strong suit. Now, a fourth reason not to tell a joke is that it's rather likely that maybe they've already heard it. Hey, in the day of the internet, how many jokes do you get a week from different friends? It's the same joke. People in your audience are having that happen to them too, and they're hearing jokes on the golf course and at social gatherings. So it's hard to tell something that they haven't heard before. Then the fifth reason I would give not to start your speech with a joke is, hey, you'll surprise your audience. It's sort of standard that they expect a speaker, maybe at a civic or business function, to begin with a joke. You'll surprise them, and they'll like the new avenue that you're taking instead. Well, does this mean that I'm against humor in speeches? Not at all. Humor can be very powerful when it's used discreetly, safely, and skillfully. What do I recommend then? At the beginning of your speech, why not have some lighthearted humor that even points at you, what we call self-deprecating humor, something that you haven't especially canned or planned, but just think of on the spur of the moment. I'll give you an illustration. A couple of days ago, I was speaking to a group, and I realized that the person who had invited me and said, "I'll be your host, Bill. I'll be there to introduce you. I'll help you sell your books and CDs afterwards." It wound up that he had a sudden trip out of the United States, so he was not at the meeting. And I was able to tell the group with a big smile, you know, I've been speaking for many years, I've had many audiences and many hosts, but this is the first time somebody ever invited me to speak and then left the country before the event took place. As you can imagine, this drew a pretty good chuckle. So think of something on the spur of the moment. Now I want to repeat an invitation I made at the start of my comments, and that is, take a look at my online coaching program. Read the description, sign up, enroll, because after all, you'll get many, many tips like this. And speaking of additional tips about public speaking, be sure to order my audio CD, How to Speak with Poise, Power, and Persuasion. This is about a half an hour CD. It's one that speaks to many problems that you will have as a speaker. And once you listen to this and start using what I suggest, then you're going to find out that you will gain an audience's attention, agreement, and the action that you want. Again, the audio CD, How to Speak with Poise, Power, and Persuasion. I'm Bill Lampton. Thanks for being with me today.